Today we're going to go ahead and do a informational video. I've had a couple of people who've been asking me to show them the knots that I'm tying and how to do them, and I figured this would be best so that they can rewind it, watch it again, watch it slow motion, whatever they need to do. But we'll be doing the Uni Knot, the Palomar Knot, the double Uni Knot, and the extension arm knot. So I guess we'll just go ahead and jump right into them. I'll be using these two ropes for most of the instructional, and then I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like on the actual line so you can see what it is, because these won't cinch up like a good line would. So let's get to it. Let's start with the Uni Knot. This is what I'm going to use for a hook, just because of the size of it so you can see it, and I'll use this for our line. Alright, for a Uni Knot, you pass through the eye and you bring it back over. I normally pinch right here at the top of the eye, then wrap your line around. Normally about 5 wraps is what you want to do. I'll be doing less with this because this line is too strong. But take the tip, go back through right above your eye, and then this goes back through there. Alright? You just drop it right back down. Alright, now you hold the hook and the eye, and you give it a little cinch down, and it'll lock up on your hook. Okay? Just like that. Alright? Now, let me do this one more time, but this time I'll do it the fishing line so you can actually see what the finished knot looks, since this line doesn't seize down on very well. Alright? Alright, this is with your braided line. Again, go through the eye, bring it over, pinch at the top of the eye, wrap it around 5 times. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, right at the top of your eye, you'll see it spaced. Right through there is where you're putting your hook, or putting your tip. All right, and then you'll see this opening here. That's where you want to bring your tip of your line back through, and bring it down with your hook. Cinch it up a little bit. And that's what the knot will look like on the hook. It'll sit down this tag line. You can go ahead, take your snips and just clear it off. That is the knot for tying on your hooks or your weights. That's the knot you should be using. It's a very strong knot, and once you get the hang of it, it's a very easy knot, a quick knot to tie. All right? Palomar knot is another one for attaching your hook or weight. Okay, Palomar knot, you'd go through the eye, like this, then back through, giving you a loop, just like that. Alright? Now you just take your loop, and you just tie an overhand knot. Alright? Now with what you have in your fingers right here, after that overhand knot, you just pass your hook back through that, and then you cinch it down. And that will be your Palomar knot. Alright? It's just double up strength on your knot. Okay? The third knot we're going to do is the one that everybody's asking, the double uni. I'll go ahead and use this paracord to to illustrate it, and then I'll show you what the knot looks like when it's finished on normal line. Okay? All right. What you do is you take, this will be our monofilament line, and this is braided. Okay? So you just take two of them and you pass them across each other. All right? Then you take one of the lines and you bring it back in a loop like that. Okay? Now with both lines in hand, you bring this one and you'll wrap it around. And you're gonna wanna do it about 4 or 5 times, okay? I'm not gonna be able to get that with this type of cord, but you wanna wrap it around and gently, don't tuck it too tight, but gently close it up. Now, with the other one, you make another loop like that. And then with both lines in hand, you go ahead and run it out again. This line's fighting me. Just like that, wrap it around, around, around. Then go ahead and give it just a little bit of a tug, just to snug it up a little bit. Now, when you grab both ends and you pull it, you'll see that they'll slide together and they'll lock in place. Okay? All right? Now we'll do this again, but with regular line. It might be a little bit harder to see, but we're gonna give it a go. All right, guys. Now we'll try it with the braided line and with the monofilament, okay? All right, the monofilament, lay them right across with your braided line. And again, take it, bring it back in a loop. My pincher's working. Bring it back in a loop like this, okay? Now take this, wrap it around both lines about 5 times. Okay. Now we can cinch that up just a little bit. All right. Now, with the braided, you do the same. Wow. Nice spring. With the braided, you do the same thing. You make a loop, just like that. See, just like that. Then you grab your monofilament and your braided, and you want to go around 5 times. Over, under, over, under, over, under. Okay. Now we can pull and cinch that up a little bit. Alrighty. Now, grab the 2 lines, and when you pull on the 2 lines, if you see that they slowly go in together. Now, important to lubricate your line. I found this this food grade silicone, which works good for this, but also for your rods and reels. But it also will work on your tools. It won't mess with your tools and won't make them rust, but it gives you a nice, smooth lubrication. All right, now, after you tie your knot, you cut off your little tabs right at the knot. Give it a nice pull tight, and that should be your knot. That's small, okay? Now with this knot, when you reel it in, like if it's your leader or whatnot, it will pass through the eyes of your fishing reel, or your fishing rod rather, and not catch. So it gives you an easy, smooth cast out, all right? Now you can use this same knot on monofilament to monofilament, braided to braided. Any of your fishing lines that you want to connect together, whether it's your braided to your leaders or to a monofilament Persian line, all of it will be, able to be used on the same knot. Okay? Alright. Now, the last knot we have is going to be for making your leaders. It's an extension arm. A lot of people don't have, the money to keep buying those T-swivels or triangle swivels, or they just, they had some, they made some leaders, but just happen to have a bad day where it's catching on everything and, they lost it. Well, let me show you a knot real quick that you can use when you're out in the field and you don't need to buy that T-swivel or anything else, because this will make your extension arms. Alright? So if this is your fishing line right here, what you want to do is you make yourself a circle, just like that. Alright? Right hand goes in the back, left hand in the front. Alright? Now, you just take your line and you go around once, there's twice, and then there's 3 times. Now, at the 3rd time, make a little bit of a loop, enough for you to pinch, okay? And now go 3 more times, okay? Over, under, and over, under. To give you your 3 on both sides. Doesn't matter if you do 3 or 5 or 6, just try to keep even numbers on both sides. Alright, now, with the little hole that you have there, open it up a little bit, reach down to the bottom and pull up, okay? Now, many people do this tons of ways. Most people just like that. Alright? Now, the bigger you make the loop will be the longer your extension arm. And I'm not gonna cinch this up because this knot will just lock it down. Once you have this knot, grab these 2 sides and give it a good tug and tug on both of these. It will lock this knot down and leave this piece here sticking straight out like this. Alright? Now, this knot is strong enough. What you can do is you snip the bottom one of these or top. I normally do the bottom, but you snip the bottom and that extends your arm out. When you do the knot with braided, it comes out looking like that. As you can see, it's got the loop in it. So then you can just take your snips or a knife or whatever you got and right at the base of your knot, give it a cut, and that'll put an extension arm. Alright? Now, with the leader, this will be what it looks like. Alright? At one end, you go ahead and tie your swivel. Okay? That will be that knot that we just tied for the extension arm. And see how the extension arm sits out away from your deal? Now you just go down whatever length that you want and you tie on your weight. Alright? And I use the Uni Knot here and the Uni Knot on this end. So when you have your line, weight sits down on the beach, inside the water on the beach. This is taut and it leaves your extension arm sticking right off. Alright? So that's how you can make that. That's what the knot will look like, that tight, when you do it right with the monofilament or with the braided. It's gonna be a little knot, but it's gonna be really strong. So if you hook into something that's got some size to it, you don't have to worry about it not giving away, because it's not gonna give away. Okay, because it's doubled up on top and bottom. All right. Now when you store these, if the camera can follow me, when you store these, always store them with the hook side. So set your hook on, leave your weight on, and let them hang. All right, that makes it so that when you do hook up to your swivel, your extension arm will sit out. Because if you do it like normal people, they wrap them in a loop and so on, and just leave in the box. If you leave it in the box, when you take it out, it's gonna be nothing but a bunch of loops. So doing it like this, when you're not using it, just leave it hanging. You know, and you know, you don't have to have metal bars. You can hang them on anything. But just leave them hanging so that when you go to use them, like if I'm gonna use it tomorrow, I'll take it and then I'll go ahead and give it some loose wraps, put it in, what I do is I put it in a Ziploc bag, a pretty good sized Ziploc bag. So if they're separated, I can just grab a bag, tie it on, boom, gone. But this way, overnight, it's not going to coil up on you. When you take it out of a Ziploc bag, it'll stay straight like this, okay? So, those are the knots that we have for today. If you have any questions or anything, go ahead and comment below, and we'll do our best to answer them as quick as possible. All right? All right, guys. Until next week, you guys have a good night and keep on fishing.